Hey everyone, and welcome back to another session on Daily Current Affairs by SSB Crack Exams. Today's session will be for the current affairs for 25th of April. So let's begin. And before that, let me tell you about SSB Crack Exams. SSB Crack Exams is a one-stop solution for major defense examinations, for example, CDS, AFCAT, NDA, and so on. You can visit our website, learn.ssbcrackexams.com, for all the details regarding the courses. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel SSB Crack Exams for daily videos and current affairs and various defense related videos. You can also follow us on Instagram SSB Crack Exams, and don't forget to download our app SSB Crack Exams from Android Play Store for regular updates. Now let's move ahead, and first of all let me discuss the question of the day, which was for the last session. So I asked you guys to tell me about the objectives of ICR, and I told you guys to comment in the comment section about the answer, the objective of ICR. So there are many objectives of ICR, but the major one that is being, I'll tell you that. So ICR is nothing but an apex body which is for coordinating, guiding, and managing research and education in agriculture, including horticulture, fisheries, and animal sciences in the entire country. Right? So it is responsible for coordinating, guiding, and managing all of it. Right? Now let us move ahead and discuss the news articles one by one. The first news is related with the Cassandra mobile app, which was recently launched by Department of Agriculture and Cooperation and Farmers Welfare. So, Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare, they are taking several measures to facilitate the farmers and farming activities at field level during the lockdown period. Right. So, what they did for that, they launched this app, Cassandra app, which is available on Google Play Store on 17th of April this year to facilitate farmers and traders in identifying the right mode of transportation for movement of farm produce. Also, these are 205,087 principal main agriculture markets available on in India, out of which 1,091 markets were functional on 26th of March, which was in the first week of the lockdown. But as of now, the number of functional markets have been increased from 1091 to 2067 out of 2587 of total main markets. By saying main or principal agriculture markets, I mean mandis and local mandis where food grains are sold by the farmers or to the wholesalers. Okay. The procurement of pulses and oilseeds on MSP is currently in progress in 20 states. I have already covered this particular news in the previous session in detail. You can visit that. I'm just recalling that. Now, soon after the Cassandra app was, you can say it was launched, over 1.5 lakh farmers and traders registered on this app that facilitates transportation of food grains and agricultural products. So basically, this is just a junction where the farmers and the transporters are met. Okay. Now, if I talk about the harvesting status as on 24th of April, so wheat, if I talk about just wheat, then as reported by states, about 98 to 99% of wheat crop in Madhya Pradesh has already been harvested. About 90 to 92% in Rajasthan, 82 to 85% in Uttar Pradesh, 50 to 55% in Haryana, and 45 to 50% in Punjab, and 86 to 88% in other states on an average has already been harvested. Okay, so this is a very good news because there was you can say a problem. There would have been a problem if due to this corona pandemic and a nationwide lockdown, but due to a shortage of labors especially, but they have managed to harvest most of the product, most of the agricultural land. Now, another news comes from Department of Posts. So Department of Posts to deliver essential items. Now, what is happening here is since due to coronavirus lockdown, there has not been Department of Post or Post Office Services has been postponed, and that is why there are a lot of transport vehicles for inter or intra-state transportation of India Post, right? And now they will be used to deliver essential items all across the city or state. right? This is a very important and the strategically smart step that has been taken by the government. So lockdown due to COVID-19, the supply chain management of essential items in country got disrupted. We all know that, as the passenger airlines, railways, and state roadways stopped flying. Right, all of it was stopped due to this nationwide lockdown. So in regard with that, Union Minister of Communications and Electronics and IT and Law and Justice, who is Sri Ravi Shankar Prasad, remember the name, he addressed the senior officers of the Department of Post. And what did he address? That a road network with the existing fleet of departmental vehicles, which were primarily used for intra-city delivery, was conceived, and a national road transport network was designed with 22 long routes of over 500 kilometers, interspersed with 34 interstate and intra-state schedules. Interstate is across two different states, and intra-state is within one state only. Okay, remember this. This initiative will now ensure that there is movement of essentials items within the country, as Department of Posts will be able to deliver parcels carrying essential items anywhere in the country. As we know that India Post has a very vast and deep reach in our country. Okay, so that's all. In the next news is about 15th Finance Commission. So 15th Finance Commission holds meeting with its advisory council. This was the second meeting this year. So 15th Finance Commission had online meetings, of course, due to the lockdown, with its advisory council on 23rd and 24th of April 2020. And they discussed various issues confronting the commission now. Now, what were the issues? We'll discuss that, but you must know that the meeting was chaired by Sri N.K. Singh, who is chairman of 15th Finance Commission, and it was attended by all the members and senior officials of the commission. This was the second round of meeting in this year, like I told you. Now, what actually happened in the meeting? So the members of the advisory council felt that the impact of COVID pandemic suggested that the projections of real GDP growth made before March 2020 need to be relooked into entirely and revised downwards considerably. So, which is a very obvious fact that we all know after March there have been nationwide lockdown. The economy has been affected in a very you can say in a very big way. So, any GDP predictions, be it the GDP growth predictions before March 2020, that must be revised, because now this pandemic has occurred and nationwide lockdown is going on. So it must be relooked. Right now, the recovery can only be accepted to be gradual, depending on the ability of the workforce to get back to work soon. Of course, it also depends upon the ability of the workforce to get back to work soon, right? Because there might be a possibility that the lockdown will be over in a phased way, right? Institutions by institution, sector by sector. It's not necessarily that all the workplaces will be opened at once. It's not confirmed. It's not sure. So it depends. Depends upon that also. Restoration of supplies of intermediates and cash flows. The demand for output. All these factors will be responsible. Therefore, the full magnitude of economic impact of COVID will only be clear only after the lockdown is over. Okay. Now, moving on to the next news. So, Income Tax Tribunal, which is also known as ITET in short, for the first time holds hearing through video conferencing. Right. So, it is a division bench of Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, ITET, which was led by Tribunal's president, who is Justice P.P. Bhatt, has through web-based video conferencing platform heard and disposed of an urgent stay petition. Right. This was the first time in 79-year-old history of this tribunal that a hearing was done on video conferencing. Right now, let me give you a brief about what is this ITET. So it is nothing but just a quasi judicial institution which was set up in January 1941. Remember the date. And it specializes in dealing with appeals which is only related to under taxes acts, right? Anything which comes under the direct taxes act, that will be heard over here in ITET. The orders passed by the ITET are final. An appeal lies to High Court only if a substantial question of law arises for the determination. Okay. Now moving on to the next news. So next news comes from IT Delhi. IT Delhi develops a low-cost, pro-free COVID-19 detection assay. Right now, HRD Ministry Ramesh Pokhriyal today felicitated the team of scientists from IT Delhi, which were involved in development of COVID-19 pro-free real-time PCR diagnostic kit. Right. So the team was of Sri Ram Gopal Rao, which was a team of scientists of IT Delhi, which was led by Professor Vivekanand Perumal and Professor Manoj Menon, who were also present in the meeting. The minister appreciated the efforts of IT Delhi in developing a testing kit at a very low cost for the people of India. Okay. Now, what happened actually is that Sri Ram Gopal Rao informed that the minister that this is the first pro-free assay for COVID-19 approved by ICMR. There has already been 2-3 assays which have been developed by IT Delhi, but they were not approved by ICMR. But this is the first one which have been approved by ICMR, and it will be useful for specific affordable high throughput testing. This assay can be easily scaled up as it does not require fluorescent probes. Now, the team is targeting large scale deployment of the kit at affordable prices. Like they want to manufacture this in a large scale, on a mass scale, with suitable industrial partners as soon as possible. Okay, now moving ahead, digital surveillance to monitor and control COVID-19 spread. So, the Center of Cellular and Molecular Biology and the Institute of Genetics and Integrated Biology, along with a few other institutions, are working for the digital and molecular surveillance of the spread of novel coronavirus to understand the biology, epidemiology, and disease impact. Okay. Now, what is this digital surveillance? So, with digital and molecular surveillance, scientists are hoping to get some clue for many unknown today's. There are many unknown facts that are still unknown to scientists. The way, because in many cases where people are dying due to coronavirus, in some cases there are no symptoms at all. In some cases there are too many symptoms. In some cases there are some unique symptoms. So all those and the reason behind that fact will be studied by this method. The center would be established at IGIB, where all the labs, research centers, and hospitals will share their data through cloud sharing. The surveillance will be done at 3 different levels: the virus level, the patient level, and the clinical course of the patient. Now, the next news comes about IFCO. IFCO to support government in its effort to fight COVID-19 pandemic. So IFCO, which is a leading fertilizer cooperative body under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, is playing a vital role by helping government to combat COVID-19 pandemic and mitigate the impact of the outbreak. Right? And Union Minister of Chemicals and Fertilizers, who is Divi Sadanand Gaura, has appreciated IFCO for its support. And what was the support that has been done by IFCO? So first of all, IFCO donated around 25 crore rupees to PM Cares Fund. And apart from that, Ministry also appreciated the fact that IFCO currently is working with its full capacity, and just to ensure that there is adequate quantity of fertilizers to the farming community by keeping in mind the upcoming Kharif season. So the cultivation for Rabi season is already done, but the upcoming Kharif season, there are a lot of fertilizers. There are a lot of areas where fertilizers are needed. That is why it is working. IFCO is working to its full capacity to ensure that there is no shortage of fertilizers. Moving ahead, the next news is CCI approves acquisition of majority shareholding in DMMs Park Limited, which is near Bangalore, by JSW Projects Limited, which is Jindal Steelworks. The Competition Commission of India approves proposed combination relating to acquisition of majority shareholding in BMMs Park Limited by Jindal Steelworks Projects Limited. Now, Jindal Project Limited, which is a part of JSW Group, is engaged in the business of manufacture of direct reduced iron or sponge iron, coke dry quenching, and captive power generation, which is further used to manufacture steel and steel products. The main plant of Jindal is situated in Raigad, Chhattisgarh. And this is the news Apart from that, CAIT has also launched an e-commerce marketplace. This is the last news for today, and the news says that CAIT has launched e-commerce marketplace. The Confederation of All India Tests said it would soon launch a national e-commerce marketplace to help local kirana stores to take orders online in association with Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade and other bodies. Now, why was it done? So it was done just to take into consideration the present situation where people who are especially in tier 2 and tier 3 cities are particularly dependent on local stores for supply of goods, but are facing many challenges because of the lockdown. Okay, so it would if an e-commerce portal will be will be come into existence, then all these problems can be resolved. Now, next we'll discuss a very brief. I'll give you an insight on very brief recent update on the coronavirus status in India. So currently, as of 25th of April, today morning 8 a.m., the active number of cases, official record is of 18,668 cases, and 5,062 patients have already been cured or discharged. But unfortunately, there have been 775 deaths up till now. If you look at the rate of growth, so as you can clearly see, the red line is for active cases, the green one for cured, and the blue line is for death, number of deaths. So it is clear from the figure itself, the graph itself, that the slope for active cases is clearly greater than the slope for non-active cases or the cured one, right? So this needs to be flattened. Whenever you must be hearing a term, the growth curve has been flattened, right? So this red curve must be flattened in order to make sure that the number of cases is reduced, or if not flattened, it would be better that it goes downwards, right? So this will mean that the number of active cases is reducing, and this must go up, right? This would mean that number of cured patients is increasing, right? And this must remain flattened only, right? Because we don't want any death to happen. Now, moving ahead, let us discuss also the demographic variations of the number of cases. So as we all know that Maharashtra have been adversely affected by this mainly. Apart from Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Delhi is also a very big hotspots for coronavirus, and Tamil Nadu as well. Apart from that, if you say look at state-wise data, so Maharashtra is leading with number of cases above 6,000 plus. In Gujarat, it is around 2,400. In Delhi, 1,600. Then 1,700 in Rajasthan, followed by Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Uttar Pradesh. So these are the major states, you can say, where maximum number of corona cases has been observed. Okay, guys. So now it's quiz time. Now, the first question is, who is the current president of Income Tax Appellate Tribunal? We have discussed this in today's session. So the correct answer from these options is option A, Justice V.P. Bhatt. The next question is, IFCO is associated with which of the following sectors? The options are farming machineries or fertilizers, food storage, or none of these. The correct answer is fertilizers. Now it's time for the question of the day. Your question for the day is, you have to tell the full form of IFCO and basically when it was formed. So a brief detail about IFCO, when was it formed and how was it formed and what was its purpose when it was formed. So the answer will be discussed in the next session. Write your answers in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and till next session, Jai Hind. Thank you.